Hello, welcome to Living Your Best Life Now. This is Dr. Melida Barrow. I'm your host tonight, and I pray to God that you are sitting down because we have a wonderful program for you tonight. I want to welcome all of you for joining me tonight. You know, tonight is a special night, as I always say. Every time I do this show, it's actually a special night. And I have many surprises for you. Tonight is a night of change. Tonight is a night that we are going to talk with each other. I see many people joining: Deborah, Edward, Bertie, my husband, Ruben, David, Joanna. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I tell you something. If you don't know why you're here on this earth, you're going to find out tonight, because I know why I'm here and I want to share it with you. Oftentimes, we are searching and searching for something that we already have, that is embedded in us. And I'll tell you something. Tonight, you are going to discover who you are, why you're here. Many years ago, I used to ask myself, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? I was already living my purpose. I was already executing so many things, but the world made me believe that I have to seek it. I have to look for it. And actually, I was living it. So tonight, we are going to talk about your purpose, your passion, a pursuit of passion. This topic tonight is from my book, Unveiling the Illusion, Know Who You Are. For those of you that have not purchased the book, please purchase the book, because for the next 3 to 4 weeks, we are going to be talking on every chapter of this book. Today is the topic is Life Power, a Pursuit of Passion. And I want to share this with you also. This book was written, but it was written from my heart, and it is my story. So when you're reading this book, you're reading about Dr. Melida Barrow. So let's get started, my people, because I'm excited. I want to start right away. The first question is this: your real power. Where is your real power? Your real power is not of this world. Your real power comes from God. Let me say this to you. Oftentimes, people would position things that think that real power is a title. Real power is not a title. Real power is given to you by God. The question is tonight is, what is your purpose? Who are you? It's time to discover who you are. It really is. Oftentimes, you're going around in circles, as I always say, and looking for yourself. You already know who you are. You're already doing a lot of things that God gave you. You just have not defined it. That's the problem. So searching for your purpose. We're all searching for something. We're all searching for something in life. There is an innate desire in each and every one of us for our life, and to search for something that we already have. In each of us, for our life to matter, to have significance. Oftentimes, we're just sitting there with no purpose, this is what we're telling ourselves: I don't have any purpose, I don't have any significance to my life, I don't know who I am. Well, tonight, we're going to discuss that. Everything was made with the purpose of pointing our hearts and minds back to our Creator. That is the whole reason why we exist. When you disconnect from your Creator, for whom created you, then you're going to start losing oftentimes the many things that God, I would say, that God gave you. When we live a passion-filled life, we are living on we're living on purpose, actually. And that is the purpose of life. That feeling that something is missing goes away when you lead a passion-filled life. The need to seek our purpose comes from a lack of passion for the things that you don't know. So when you don't feel connected to God, you don't feel connected to your life, you lack purpose and passion. And that I discovered years ago. I was confused because everyone was telling me to search for my purpose. But actually, I was already living it. I just didn't define it. So many of you today that are sitting there saying, I don't know why I'm here. Take a good look at your life. Take a good look of the things that you're already doing, the things that you love to do. Go back and think about the first thing you thought about when you were a child. The passion that you had, the things that you had, and the things that you wanted to do at that time. But as we grow older, many things disappear. It disappears because there's so many things in this world that is bombarding our minds. So little by little, we start losing actually what God has given us. God created you to have a relationship with Him. I'll say it again. God created you in order for you to have a relationship with Him. What happens? We fall away, and then we get confused as to start looking for our passion, looking for our purpose, for our gifts. He wants to be connected with you. And this is why I connected with God, because I was lost. I was lost out there. I wasn't connected to anything. Or I should say, I was connected to the world, what the world had to offer. But I was not connected to the source. I was not connected to the universe. I was not connected to anything. You see, when you get connected with man, it's not going to last. They hurt you. They throw you out the door. But when you're with God, let me tell you something. You're never going to be disappointed if you're following the rules. How can you know your purpose if you're not connected with the source? And that is God. You have to build that relationship. If you don't build that relationship, trust me, you're going to find yourself going around in circles. You see, God doesn't want us to sit around acting as though that we don't have anything to do, because He's given us gifts and talents, and has also said that we are called to do great things. When I thought about that, I read that in Ephesians 2, chapter 2, verse 8-10, and Romans 12, chapter 12, verse 4-8. And I started reading, and I'm saying to myself, God wants me to do great things, good things. And I'm saying to myself, why am I sitting here doing nothing? This was years ago. And then I had to come to the conclusion that, guess what? I already have all the tools. I already have everything to live out my purpose, to give Him glory. You see, your purpose is to give God glory. It is not just to say and run around, oh, I got a purpose. But you were giving the talents in order to fulfill the purpose and to give Him glory. And that's what I'm doing today. Today, it's not about me. It is not about me shining. It's about all of us shining. Because if you have the perception that you're the only one that's supposed to shine in this world, trust me, you're not going to make it, because your shine is going to be temporary. So what I'm saying to you is that, my God, I'm saying that if you are shining, bring others with you. Teach others how to shine. You see, you cannot be a great leader if you don't teach those around you to lead as well. This is not about dominating and controlling people. This is about allowing people and making and teaching people how to live just like you are. If you are happy and if you are fulfilled, share that with someone. This is not to keep to yourself. If you have talents and you know, I've heard a lot of people talk about their recipes, how I got these recipes, and I never tell anybody about the recipes. And guess what? They never get to do anything, and they die with all that information. There's so many people in the grave today with all sorts of information that we will never know. Great things. I don't want to die and take all this with me. I want to share it. I want to share it because I want people to have the same joy that I'm having today. I want you to live the best life you can. Not tomorrow, as I always say, but now. One of the things that hold us back is fear. Yes, fear. You cannot be afraid to step out. You have to use your talent. You have to have the passion for it. You see, when you don't have passion for something, it's not going to work. And let me explain this to you. You might see your friend thriving and reaching to the sky, and you will follow them because you want to be where they're at, where they're going. But what if they fall? You're going to fall as well. What I'm saying is, God has given you the talents and the gifts. But if you don't have the passion for the things that you're presently doing today, might not be your purpose. But if you find yourself doing certain things and you have a passion for it, most likely that is your purpose. But here's the problem. Most of the time, the things that we have passion for, somehow we don't know how to monetize it. Find someone to teach you how. But don't sit there day in and day out talking about that I have the passion for this, but I can't survive from it. Yes, you can. If you work very diligently and you work hard and find others to work with you to make that dream come true, do it. Don't hold back. This is not the time and the era to hold back. This is the time for you to get up and step out. Leave fear behind. Tell fear, do me a favor. Tell fear, please. You can't believe in fear. Fear was taught because you were not born that way. You were not born with fear. Fear was taught. So God created you as a spiritual being. He did not create you with fear. He wants you to love the things that he gave you, the gifts. He wants you to exercise it. So when are you going to do that? That's the big question. When are you going to exercise the talents and the gifts that God gave you? I know many of you personally that's sitting there right now saying, you know what? I'm afraid. I'm afraid to step out. Well, I'm telling you now, Dr. Barrow is telling you right now, don't be afraid, because I am stepping out on many things that I've never done before. Never, ever. And people tell me, can you do that? They question me. And I tell them, with God's guidance, yes, I know how. Tell people, stop telling you what you can't and cannot do, because what they're doing is injecting fear in you. You cannot allow, you have to take control over your life and stop allowing other people to take control over your talents, over your passions, over your purpose. You have to take control over your life, you see. Stop measuring up to someone or something else. When you start measuring your life with someone else, it detours. You're going to go to a detour. You don't want to go to a detour because it takes too long. Keep forward. When those people around you are not doing the things that you want to do and they're holding you back, this is the time to step up and say, I tell you what, you're holding me back. If you cannot keep up with me, I have to go. Because see, you don't work for man. You work for God. You see, God is my boss. That's how I look at it today. I don't just worship God like many people do. You go to church and you get in there and you say, God, glory to God, hallelujah. And then you walk back out of church and you do nothing. No. I look at God as though he's my boss. He tells me what to do, and I work for him 24/7, even in my sleep. Because in my sleep, he's telling me daily what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go, how to protect myself from those people that is trying to destroy me. Yes, he guides me, you see. So he's my boss. He comes first before man. When man tells me no, what all the things that I cannot do, I said, but my boss told me, yes, I can. I can do this. I've been trained to do this. He injected this in me before I came here on earth. So that's why I'm living the life that I'm living today. A life of joy, a life of peace, and a life where I can go throughout the world and speak about who he is and what he has done for me. Yes, he's my brand. He's my coach. He's my mentor. He's my boss. He's all the things I need in my life today. I can't go wrong. You see, man tells you, trust me. This is what man tells you every day. Trust me. Well, let me give you an insight. I was at the beach last night and I was overwhelmed. I felt so overwhelmed, and I put it live because God was speaking to me in that moment. I was overwhelmed because I thought about where I came from, and I was thinking about where I am today. And only with God's guidance, I could be in this position and in this time of my life. And I thought about trust. How can I trust man when man don't even trust themselves? Daily, there's a constant voice that comes in our mind telling us, yes, do it. No, don't do it. We're always struggling day in and day out with the things that we shouldn't be doing. So if you don't trust yourself, how can I trust you? So this is what I am doing now. I trust you, but knowing that there might be a time that you're going to make a mistake. And I'm not going to be angry with you because I understand humanity. But I can tell you today, I trust me. I trust the things that I know I will do, can do. I trust me. But when I trust you based on human nature. You're going to make mistakes. So what I'm saying today is that when someone tells you what to do and how to do it, yes, you will have that trust, but trust also that they might be making a mistake. So you have to trust yourself. You have to trust God because he's not going to make a mistake. So stop measuring yourself with others. Go straight. Do the things God wants you to do. People want to take the power that God gave you. Don't allow man to take the power within. Don't allow that. Live your life with significance, with purpose. Live your life knowing that there are going to be results. Don't go day in and day out without results. Time management is something that's very important to me, and it should be to you. Why? Because if you keep skipping the things that you ought to be doing, trust me, you're going to continue to go around in circles. Stop talking about all what you're going to do. Talk about what you're going to do. And another thing, when the negative force come into your mind and tell you what you cannot do, do it. It will never come to your mind again. So whenever I have a project and that negative force come in my mind and say, Mel, you can't do it. You know what I do? I get it done. You know why? Because I'm not going to hear that voice again. Eliminate the voice by doing the things that God intended for you to do. Your power is to create. Your power is to build and change things within you and the world. I'll say it again. Your power is to create. It is to build. It is to inspire. It's to motivate and change things within your life in order for you to change the world. If you're sitting there telling me that you're changing the world and your life is out of order, you're not changing anything. You have to change you first. As I said before in my other shows, you're always talking about people are toxic. No, you might be toxic. So if you're toxic, how can you discover who you are? If you are toxic, how do you know where you're going? If you are toxic, how do you know your talents? How would you know who God is? If you don't know who you are, then you don't know who God is. You have to know who you are. You have to know your gift and your purpose. And how you know that? Look around. Look deep within. Get that power out. Discover what your passion is. It's very simple. It's about your passion. It's about the things that you love to do. If you love to just go and just talk to somebody and give them a positive word, that is your purpose. Your purpose, most people think it have to be something huge and you have to be in the television and you have to. No, it is very simple because God created each and every one of us with a different purpose. Why? It is to give him glory. And how do we manifest that purpose? It's through our passion. The passion that you have, it is your purpose. And the gifts that you have is to exercise all those gifts in order to give him glory and the world. We were already born with the necessary tools we need to be successful. Stop telling yourself, I want to be successful. You already are. You already know the tools that's within you. Seek it. Stop looking for it outside. It's there already. Talk to yourself if you have to. Ask yourself questions. Many people will settle for less in reference to a person, circumstances, or outcome in their life because they do not believe it is possible to exceed their previous performance. Others would settle because they cannot envision anything beyond what they currently hold in their possession. The fact of the matter is that most people will not choose a height worthy of great ascent due to limitation they place on themselves. The mental condition circumventing this thought process is not only disheartening, but has vastly become the inherited mindset of our current generation. Yes, limited thinking creates a society of dependent. Yes, it does. Directed and unreliable minds. Most of our children now are dependent. A system created this dependency upon our children. They go to college. They had this passion. I want to go to college. I want to study this. And they come out. There's no job. We cannot offer our children jobs. So what happens? Their passion and their purpose dies because they go into frustration. They tell themselves all what they cannot do. As parents, I want you to encourage your children. I want you to keep them going. I want you to tell them day in and day out, yes, you can. Yes, you can do it. I have an advice for my young people out there. All of you in the Caribbean, in Latin America, in London, everywhere in the world, all of you have gone to college, most of you, because mom and dad sent you out to college. I want to say this to you. Think about all of you graduating and you know each other. Why don't you come together and form companies instead of waiting for companies to call you? You have the talent. You have the passion. Sit with each other. Sit on a round table. You have the graphic designer. You have the scientist. You have the engineer. You have all these people coming out of college. Get with each other. Sit and think about this. Create your companies. You are on this earth to create and build, not to wait for someone to call you to build. Be the builders of the future. You are the builders of the future. You cannot sit and wait for someone to tell you what to build and how to build it. You are the ones today to build for the future. That's why your mother spent all this money. That's why your father spent all this money for you to go to college, and then you come out, and where do you end up? Right back home. Be the builders, be the creators of our future. I am here to teach you, to guide you. Many of you have knocked my door and then you disappear. Come back. Let me teach you how. The door is open. Don't think I'm that busy not to help you. Many people lately say, Dr. Barrow, I don't call you because you're too busy. Let me tell you something. Most people tell you that they're too busy because they don't want to deal with you. That's the truth. I will find time. I will guide you and tell you, maybe I can't do what you want me to do, but I can tell you who to go to. That's what having passion. This is my passion. My passion is to lead. My passion is to build. My passion is to create. And so is yours. Limited thinking creates a society of dependence. We have to change that. We have to remember that we were placed here on this earth to do great things, marvelous things. We come from a mighty God. We come from a mighty God. Settling is not an option for God. Life is about living it and living it with God's purpose to give him glory. Yes. So now, if you don't know who you are, I bet you know who you are now. You are the man and woman of God with the power within to build this world. And all the negative things that are happening, let's flood it with positivity. Let's flood it with the good things. They're talking about our young people, that they're criminals. And no, there's a whole lot of other young people out there that are doing great things. Not everybody is doing negative things. There are great people out there, but they don't get, then we don't notice those people because they're not on television. We only recognize people, movie stars and singers. No, there are great people out there that are doing great things, but because we don't see them, we don't recognize them. Who are you? Who are you? You're a man and woman with strength, with power within you. That is who you are. You are so powerful, you don't even know you are. It's time to discover and to know who you are. You see, life is to live, not to sit there and die. There are walking deads walking around today. I am here to revive you with the good news. I am here to tell you that there are great things coming, and I want you to join me. We are all going to do great things, but all you have to know is who you are. I want to thank you. This is Dr. Melida Harris Barrow. I'm the author of Unveiling the Illusion, Know Who You Are. I want you to go on my website, www.melidaharrisbarrow.com. You can purchase my book there. And also, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. You guys are such a blessing. I am living out my passion. I am living out all the things that God have given me, the wisdom and the knowledge. I'm going to tell you, I am enjoying life, and I want you to do the same thing. Remember, live your life. Whether you're sick, whether you can't walk, whether you're blind, whatever situation that you may be in, don't be a victim of your past. Live it. Live it until God is ready for you. Live, live, live. I want to thank you once again for joining. I know some people just joining in. I want to thank you. You can also watch this show again. I want you to share this show. For those of you that was not able to watch this show on Lifetime, you can watch it on Facebook and also YouTube. I have my YouTube channel. I want you guys also to subscribe on YouTube. That's where all of my tapes are also. And it's under Dr. Melida Harris Barrow. I love you guys and may God bless you. Oh, I don't even want to come off. I don't want to leave. I want to just keep talking, but the time is up. Next week, we're going to be talking about the chapter in my book, Love Me. That is the name of that chapter. And I want you guys, you have to get the book because so you can keep up with me. And that's the name of the chapter, Love Me. As you can tell, I love me. Loving me. Love is the true essence of life. That's what I say. And love is measured by its ability to benefit and maintain control. That's what people are doing today. They're not loving each other. They're loving, but they're using it in the wrong way. It is time to change that. That's what we're going to be talking about next week. I love you. Good night. And may God bless all of you. And I hope that you guys learned something tonight because I did. Because a lot of times when I'm speaking, God is speaking through me and I'm learning at the same time. Good night. This is Dr. Melida Harris Barrow. Thank you for tuning in to Living Your Best Life Now. Blessings.